Thank you. I'm very happy to be part of this group. I think one of the main reasons is that all the people that I started the program with are not here. So, and it's good that, I mean, your group, has held on up to this stage. The name of my partner is Adeline. She's a principal at a school in Soweto. And really, if I look back when we started the program, initially I had very mixed emotions about what is going to happen, and also excited of the opportunity that was presented. And one of the exciting things was that I met quite a lot of diverse group of people, and that gave me energy. I think one of the biggest experience that I take out from the beginning of the program is the concept of contracting, and that came through the intervention that we had as part of the formal program. And I'll talk briefly also about the my personal and professional impact on the program. I'll touch on what we set out to achieve with the partnership plan and the key takeout from the whole experience. So when I started preparing for the presentation, I said, okay, where did we start? So before I got involved with it, I received this brief. And if you look at it in summary, especially this point that talks about transformational leadership developmental process, it says, no, this process is going to be 1 year. And then it breaks down, the amount of time you need to commit to the program. And having gone through the program, I realized that we probably need to relook at this, because it's definitely, for me, not 106 hours. If you add all the hours required, it's definitely more than that. So I did a self-time study to say, okay, based on what we've done, how many hours have I invested? And I came up to 100 hours. And at this point, I can also mention that our partnership is 50% complete. So even though here today I'm closing off from my side, but in terms of what we set out to achieve, we are 50% there. I mean, this really talks to the amount of hours that you really need to invest as an individual and through the partnership. It's definitely more than 106 hours. So, I mean, we did all these things, and it was fantastic. Learned quite a lot through, various interventions, the coaching sessions that I've had. I had a different coach, and then Savannah, I had two or three sessions with her. And it's very interesting to see how, each coach approaches the coaching course. So this is roughly our partnership plan. We had 4 key items to achieve on the plan, and with clear deliverables of what we set out to achieve. And I must say, we took long to get to this stage. And I think I understand why we took long, because what I've learned, as I mentioned earlier, that the part of contracting is very important, because if you don't agree upfront of what is it that you want to do, I think you mentioned earlier that you can come and say, no, I'm Mr. Know-it-all. I'm going to do everything here because the school needs me as a business partner. But I've come to realize that this program is just not like that. You have to really be in a serious partnership with your partner. So, we set out this plan with clear dates of when we're going to achieve them. And I must say we did achieve quite a lot. But I said earlier that we are 50% there because we were not able to go beyond some of the things. I'm kind of disappointed from my side because my partner did not come to the party. And as a result, we ended up being here. And our program started in 2013. So I mean, if you look at the issues, they seem to be kind of like very, very high level. And if you break them down, it becomes manageable. It's easy to achieve them. But unfortunately, we were not able to achieve. And one of the key ones was also to, raise funds from a Nedbank point of view. And that action was dependent on certain things being done, but unfortunately, that was not done. So all these four key actions are still open. We've agreed to continue with a partnership on an informal basis. And just from about my partner point of view, I think I've highlighted the second point there, that she's a very closed person, and a success of the partnership dependent on her opening up. And I guess that is why we see ourselves at this point in time. And I mean, about the school, I got to meet the SGB and the SMT, but on an individual basis. It was just maybe after a parents meeting, then I got to get in touch with them. So, and I also had an opportunity to talk to a bursary officer at Nedbank, and they gave me, application forms, which I took and presented all the forms to the learners at the school. And I was also very disappointed with that. Out of the 95 matriculants that were there, none of them gave me back the forms to apply for, for a bursary. Even though it was not part of the program, but it was an opportunity that this program presented itself, but none of the learners took it up. So I got to realize that schools really have many more problems than what we had on our partnership plan. And also having attended the parents' meeting, it was also very interesting that issues that were raised there were not really part of the partnership plan. So some takeout from me, which is I think some of the questions you were trying to ask there. One thing I've realized is that I think I always try to do things so that we can get to the end of the set objectives. But examples given by the previous partners is that no, in fact, you have to let go. People are there to think about situations and how to solve them. But I couldn't achieve that in my case because I guess the principal didn't give me those opportunities. So learned quite a lot of things. Last point there, negotiating with outside parties to make an impact to the school. So I think one other important takeout that I got from the course is this community building. And I must say I'm applying these questions to myself, to my family, at work, and it's really amazing what asking this question brings out in people. So I normally buy newspapers over the weekend, and one day I'm sitting at home reading newspapers, and then I come across this article. I was never even aware that this article was going to be there, and through the partnership, whoever wrote this article, it's City Press in January, they picked up a section that I contributed to the book, and I was like, wow, this is really, really amazing. And it touched me quite a lot to say I contributed personally. It's really self-fulfilling. And through the partnership, one of the actions I had against my name was to organize somebody who can motivate the school management team, because you'd have seen in the plan that the school had very demotivated teachers, and I think through the partnership there was newsletters that we were receiving, and I saw this newsletter, I read it, and there was information about this Dr. Richard Hayward, and there was an email there. I sent it to him and he responded. Unfortunately, we met over coffee, I found that he had written a book, and this is basically the cover page of the book. I mean, if you look at the book, I almost take it like a license to manage a school. And I basically made arrangements to say, I think I found the right person to come and talk to the school management team, and got copies of the book, gave them to the principal. I read this book, and very, very interesting. And I can also, if it's not available, also contact Dr. Haywood to make it available to all the leaders that are here. It's really a wonderful book. It's almost like an answer sheet for managing a school. So really, he agreed to come to the school to motivate the teachers, and unfortunately I was not able to get a date with my principal. So very disappointed in that regard. And I mean, I met with him 2 times. He was very committed to come and make this difference, but he's still open. And yeah, that's my story.